Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support. Now, Farouk Kibet is a man who needs no introduction in the Kenyan political scene. He is the longest serving PA of the president. They started all the way in 1997 when William Ruto was vying for the Eldoret North Member of Parliament, and they have been together to this moment when William Ruto was the Minister of Agriculture, when William Ruto was the Deputy President, and now that William Ruto is the President, they are together. But Farouk Kibet is a man who is not new to controversy. In fact, he loves controversy. Most of his life is engrossed in controversy. He could go physical with anyone whom he feels is not using his common sense. In fact, apart from just being the PA of William Ruto, he is the chief protocol. He wants things to be done the right way. We've seen videos where he is pushing John Mbadi to the periphery, I think, when John Mbadi wants to walk in a place that is not meant for him. We've seen him in rallies when he's confronting leaders to curtail their speech because time is not on their side. Just recently, the impeached deputy president, the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua, complained that Farouk Kibet wanted to control his office. So Farouk wants to be everywhere. Unlike the other deep state, because Farouk Kibet is a member of the deep state in Ruto's government. Unlike others, we've had people, we are being told there are people like Biwot, Matiani. We've seen people before, but most of them sometimes kept off the camera. You didn't hear so much of them. But Farouk wants to control everything everywhere. This time round, he's caught up in a controversy with another man who is also full of controversy. I'm talking about Seth Pako, who is the current Secretary General of the Kenya National Union of Nurses. Seth Pako is also another man who is not new to controversy. Now, why is there trouble? Trouble is emanating from Malava constituency. In February, just 2 months ago, the Malava constituents lost their former member of parliament, Moses Malulu Injendi, of the Amani National Congress. And that constituency, like many other constituencies, are now running without a member of parliament. And so there is a looming by-election because already commissioners, we are soon having commissioners to the IEBC. So in light of what is happening in Malava constituency, Seth Pako is accusing Farouk Kibet of meddling in the affairs of the Malava constituency, and is saying that Farouk is trying to decampaign him, but is warning that he's not going to take it lying down. Farouk Kibet is a man who loves politics, and he meddles in the affairs of the other constituents. And I want you to look at this video just to show you why Farouk Kibet is so much interested in the politics of Malava constituency. Before we do this, allow me to request you kindly to subscribe to our channel and you click the notification bell. If you love our show, YouTube will automatically notify you whenever we release a video like this. Please like and share our videos.
President William Ruto's aide Farouk Kibet has accused Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya of obstructing development in Western Kenya as the governor remains vocal in his criticism of the Kenya Kwanza administration. Natembeya, a fierce critic of President Ruto, faced backlash from regional leaders aligned with the government. Speaking in Malava on Friday, Kibet reaffirmed the president's commitment to delivering his agenda, dismissing critics. During the forum, leaders also called for the splitting of the constituency in the next boundary review to enhance development in the region.
Tunataka sehemu hii iweze kwenda mbele. Tunajua mlipoteza mjumbe ambaye alikuwa anapenda maendeleo. Ndio maana sisi kama marafiki tunaendelea kusema kwamba tufanye kazi mzuri hapa Malava. Ati Natembeya anasema ati mimi nisitembee Malava. Inawezekana? Sasa wewe.
Now Seth Pako is a man who is interested in the affairs of Malava. He has contested twice and he claims he has been rigged. this time round he's saying that he wants to try again, and he believes this time round he's going to be considered. He made a short speech accusing Farouk Kibet and accusing parliamentarians. He is even saying that most of those parliamentarians you see there are not credibly elected. There's still elections and they go to parliament, and he's saying that is why we do not have a credible parliament, because it is full of thieves, election thieves. Kindly take a look.
I want to urge the people of Malava to be very careful, not to allow some outsiders who have stolen money from this country and they are carrying in bags to come and purport that they can direct who they are going to vote for because of the money they have stolen from us. The Malava people should take that money, eat it, but for the vote, they know where they're supposed to place their vote. I want to tell Farouk Kibet that Malava people will elect their own leader. We will not allow him to come here and dictate the people of Malava. It doesn't matter who will be elected, whether he will be elected in government or will be elected from the opposition. Myself, I'm not in any political party. I have not joined any political party. I don't know why the temperature. I have not started the campaigns. Na sasa wanahara tu na sijaanza. Wakuwe slow. Let them relax. This thing will begin, and when it begins, they will know who are the men and who are the children. Some Kenyans have stayed about 3 years without a member of parliament. Look, for us, it's just a few months. But we have Kenyans who have not had a member of parliament for more than 3 years. And that is not right, because that is infringement of the constitutional rights of these constituencies. In fact, parliament is running illegally and unconstitutionally, having more than 3 years. Some constituencies not having members of parliament. So those members, those constituencies deserve to have a member of parliament. And you cannot have a member of parliament when IEBC is not constituted. The only thing I can say is that is to urge those who have been given the responsibility to interview the IEBC commissioner, the chairs, to do it with a lot of consideration that they are holding that high responsibility given to them on behalf of Kenyans. They must do it with the integrity, they must do it with the transparency, and they must ensure that the Kenyan people have confidence on those who will emerge victorious during this process. We do not want a system where every time we do elections, people kill each other, elections are rigged, those who do not make it go to parliament, and those who make it stay home, like myself. I have been rigged out twice. It is shameful, very shameful. We want those who are elected to go to parliament. Those who are not elected, stay at home. But now when you have a system where you have those who have not been elected going to parliament and those who have been elected remaining at home, then you can see the kind of decisions that our parliament makes. It makes decisions to certify those who have helped them to go to parliament illegally. And they are not even honorable. They are dishonorable. Because if you stole an election, how can you be honorable? A honorable person is a person who has been given the honor by the people. If the people denied you that honor and you stole yourself, how can you call yourself honorable? So most of these members of parliament we have are not honorable. They are dishonorable because they were not elected. They stole elections.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this video I want us to try and interrogate the sentiments of Seth Pako, because we have seen there is proof that corroborates the fact that Farouk Kibet is meddling in the affairs of the Malava constituents. Why would a whole PA to the president of the republic of a country be interested in the affairs of a constituency? That is what I want us to look at. How significant is it to Farouk Kibet and by large to William Samoei Ruto, because Farouk is William Ruto himself? I'm thinking that William Ruto has got penchant of controlling every institution under him, despite the fact that we know that all powers are emanating from the people of this nation. Like, we give the executive power to enjoy all the powers that the president enjoys are given to him by the people of Kenya, because in chapter 1 of the constitution, power belongs to the people. We donate that power to people who we have allowed to represent us. So we give the executive powers, we give the legislative arm of the government powers, and even the judiciary. But there is this penchant, and a very bad one if you ask me, where the executive has decided that he is intimidating and controlling all the other arms of the government. So Farouk would really want to ensure that this seat goes back to the UDA, because now Amani National Congress and the UDA are together. Mudavadi folded his party, and they are now together. And it seems Farouk Kibet feels that Seth Panyako is not going to run on a UDA or a Amani National Congress ticket. And they want a parliament that dances to their tune. You know, when you are a government that is unpopular, when you are a government that has lost touch with the people, then you do want parliamentarians who listen to you. You want to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, they say yes, sir. You want to pass the finance bill 20, like we're in 2025, they say yes, sir. They will always vote in accordance to what you want. They will not exercise their autonomy as is required by the constitution. So this is why I feel that Farouk Kibet would want that by the time the Malava people are going for a by-election, in case that will happen, then they want one of their own, because they must have parliamentarians who listen to them. We saw this immediately William Ruto was elected and was sworn in. He immediately began a war with Uhuru Kenyatta. He wanted to take the Jubilee for himself. He began a war by taking some members of the ODM. And now you've seen, by sheer tenacity, he has taken Raila, and they are now working together. So that control is something that is in their head, and I believe that is why Farouk Kibet is fighting tooth and nail to ensure that they have their person. There is that fear factor. You know, Seth Pako, while leading NASA's strike, he ran into controversy with William Samoei Ruto. At some point, I think that was a tear gas or rubber bullet or live bullet that had hit him, and he was really bleeding. He's really a tough man. And Farouk Kibet and the government that be perhaps believe that he cannot work with them. We've seen there, and we've heard Panyako is saying that he's not chosen a party. So there is DAP, which I believe will be the number one choice. Amani National Congress is there, and there is the UDA. But from the sentiments of Farouk Kibet, Farouk is saying that Natembeya does not want me to come here, meaning that there is already bad blood, and he wants some kind of supremacy within that area. Why? Natembeya wants to control that area. I believe that should be in Trans Nzoia, if I'm not wrong. It should be in Trans Nzoia County. So there is supremacy battle. Who is the real king? Natembeya, as the county manager, the governor, wants to ensure that he's got people whom he's working with, because for you to develop a county, you need people whom you work with together. But the governments and the powers that be would want the people who can, like now, who can intimidate the governor, because the governor is confronting William Ruto, telling him this is wrong. We're in a government where you don't question the president. You have to sing, you have to belong to the choir, the president worship team, where Ruto ni kila kitu. But Natembeya has declined to join the choir. So they want certain leaders who can check Natembeya for them. And from what I think, and from the look of things, Panyako is part and parcel. They will be together with Natembeya. So Farouk wants to show Natembeya that we can deal with you. And how do you do that? By depriving him of leaders. That's why they started buying members of the ODM. I also believe that if there is one thing that you cannot take away from William Ruto, is that William Ruto lived largely in the Nyayo era, and he saw how the former president Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi used to enjoy power. And I think that is what is in their head. They still feel that they can enjoy that absolute power. They don't understand that we are in a new constitutional dispensation that is very different from the one that Moi was using. They are also failing to understand that we are dealing with a new generation. The generation of today is not the generation that we had back then. And then the technological development today is far much advanced. Today, you send policemen to abduct, somebody, it is already, before they even leave the area, it is already circulating on social media, Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok. It's not very easy for him. And I think William Ruto does not understand why he cannot enjoy the absolute powers as Tanzania and Uganda. Of course, we know that we could be better than Tanzania and Uganda, but we are still not adhering to the constitution. So they want to take people to the one-party state where UDA ni chama cha baba na mama. That is why he has convinced Salam Davadi to fold his party. If you ask William Ruto what he would really wish to do before 2027 is to have just one party, UDA, and there's no any other party. So I think this kind of battle will continue, and it is going to be Natembeya against Farouk Kibet, because what is going to happen is that I'm sure that Natembeya is going to team up with Seth Panyako. I don't know what you think, but this time around, the war is between two abrasive guys, people who are not new to controversy, people who drink, eat, and sleep controversy. I don't know what you think, but this is not the first or the last time you will hear Farouk Kibet getting involved in political controversies, because he believes in it, he's used to it. When you see Farouk talks or acts, at the back of your mind, understand that there is a master behind him.